Evergreen does not mean that you're always selling, and it definitely does not mean that your income goes down when you stop selling. That is the whole point of Evergreen. It actually gives you the freedom that clients can come in whenever they want or on a structured plan, and that your income is consistent and you have actual freedom in your business. Because I truly think that freedom is choices. And when you need to launch, you're not free. When you need your freebie funnel to convert at that exact conversion rate, you're not free. When you need a low ticket to get people into your mid ticket or high ticket, it's not free. And so truly, Evergreen allows you to have what I like to call a true wealth freedom business. Because the reality is, that's what we want, right? Especially as a woman, you want to be able to have the space that you don't have to rely on these big pressure moments in the business for all your income to be generated. And I'm coming to you as someone who was very successful with launches. I'm talking 100K launch after 100K launch after 100K launch. I hit 300K launches in a row, and I still decided to go Evergreen, and I will tell you exactly why. Because I became a mom. And when you become a mom, if you are a mom or you aspire to be, or you're just a person, you don't want to have to do anything on any timeline. You want complete freedom, and you want to know that your business rinses and repeats and not as these peak seasons and low seasons. Because guess what? In life, we never know what we're going to be handed. And you want to be able to have the space and the energy and the presence that you get to just live your life. And not to mention, I actually saw that it was so much better for my clients by having Evergreen. And since actually going from launch model, stop start, to Evergreen model, which is ongoing, my client retention rate went from 65 to now 99% in my main program, Wealthy Woman. And why do you think that is? Truly think about it. Where does your time go when you are in a launch model? I can tell you right now, you spend a lot of time launching, marketing, emails, events, challenges, which means less time in actually delivery, program development, or just living your beautiful life. And so what actually happens, and what I found, is when my program went from launch model to Evergreen model, it actually allowed me to give a higher quality experience to my clients. It allowed them to see better results, and it actually called in better people because of that. Win, 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 win. And so I'm not against launches. I just want to be very clear. It's actually something I teach inside of Wealthy Woman, is a sustainable launch method, which is a very strategic way of how we actually launch, get people in the door early, right? So this is how I've always had every program I've ever filled for the last 5 years filled before even launching. Because I don't know if you know this about me. I can handle a lot of pressure, but I don't ever want to have to. So I consistently have set up my business time and time again to not ever need any pressure to be able to get a result. And I personally think putting all your eggs on one launch event, that's a lot of pressure, right? Having to do one thing that converts a low ticket or whatever it is, that's a lot of pressure. I don't want to have to operate under pressure. I choose when I put the pressure on in my business and when I take it off. And to me, again, that is freedom. So let's talk about what it is and how do we really generate and create evergreen offers that are really great and actually geared in a way that work for your life. So number one to know with Evergreen, there's so many ways to set up an evergreen offer. You can have it where people are only allowed to come into your program every quarter, every month within a certain window. You can just have it open whenever you want. It is literally up to you. You are the creator of your universe. You are the creator of your business. You can literally do what works for you. I personally am a firm believer that design your business around you and your life, always number one, and whatever works for that, do that. Okay. So what we do inside of my program is I make sure that whoever I'm working with, whatever client I'm working with, we set up their evergreen offer in a way that really works for their lifestyle, their energy, and their delivery for their clients to see the best results possible. Now, for my specific program, that looks like it's open-ended. You can join the program at any time. Now, is the price going to raise? Is what you're going to get going to be different? Yeah, totally could be true. But you can actually come in if you want to come today, if you want to come next week, if you want to come the week after, that's what you have available to you. And the reason why I like this as a model is a few things. Typically, when someone is interested in the program, they're interested now. They want it now, right? So why would I wait 4 months or 3 months to get in your program? I'm probably going to find someone else's to join or something else to do. So that's one reason why Evergreen is so great, is because when someone's ready, they're ready. And you want to respond to their readiness by giving them the actual offer that is actually going to help and support them. Because guess what? They're going to see way better results by joining then. The other thing about Evergreen that is so incredible is actually, and this is a specific way of how I teach Evergreen, is when you're creating programs, again, I want to say all of the previous episodes are really helpful for this. When you create programs with genuine community, really good retention, and you're creating it in a really dynamic way. So one of the biggest things that I emphasize in program design is you create offers and programs that are not generic, right? That they're really unique. They're really geared for experiential learning and real transformation through community connection and actual change of action and behavior, which is essentially why anyone is ever buying your program. Anybody could Google the information. They're literally paying you to help facilitate their transformation. So when you actually do that, the beautiful thing about Evergreen is you already have a culture and a community. So it's actually a lot easier for people to see better results faster in your program because the culture and the community and the momentum is already set, right? Take exhibit A of someone just starting out a program and everyone, let's say it's 20 people and they're all starting together and they're all getting to know each other, they're getting their vision, whatever it may be, versus exhibit B, people are already in it for years. This is literally what My Wealthy Woman used to be and what it is now. People have been in it for years. So they're already killing it. Momentum's going. They've learned things, they're moving. People are all different timings of it, which makes you feel not alone and embarrassed, but actually allows you to step into your leadership a lot faster and aka see a lot better results. But the other thing is that because of that, when someone new pops in, they're already embedded in a culture that's moving, not in a culture that's taking in and acclimating. So not only does it help you, but it actually helps your clients get better results by them being in an Evergreen. Now, I just want to very clearly point out that is only if you build a very unique dynamic program that is actually geared for retention and you know how to create experiential learning. If you do want to learn more about that, send me a message and I'm happy to share with you in more detail of exactly how I do that, because all I can say is I do not see this out here enough, and the people doing this are the ones who are going to stand out against AI and anything else. So what you want to do when you have an Evergreen offer is it's really about allowing people to come in and get embedded in very quickly, and it gets them better results right away. Because let's be honest, the more you're in a culture, the more comfortable you feel, the more open you feel, the more you're in results and moving, that's a feedback loop. And when I feel I'm getting results, I feel better. And then what am I doing? I'm more invested in the program getting me results, and I'm going to keep going. And that's a huge thing on program design, which is a total side note, but also extremely valuable. So when it comes to designing Evergreen, like I said, you can design it on whatever timeline works for you. If you want to have people come in at any time, you can do any of that. The key parts about Evergreen is this. You don't want to make it seem like your program is always available. Something I do is like, yeah, come into Wealthy Woman now. But I can guarantee when you come in now, whatever, if you were to come in the future, it will be different. The price will probably be different because it just keeps getting better and better. The way it's designed is going to be different, yes. And how much proximity to me is going to be different, right? And that is something that's really important to hold when you're selling a program, is that there is an incentive for them to join now, even though they could join in the future. And that is something that's really important and clear, that you make clear for your audience, because you do not want them to feel like, oh, the same price, the same program, everything is just going to be available for the whole year. And I can truly stand behind when I sell it. I'm so behind that what you're getting now is such a steal from me, and you're getting such an incredible opportunity to get so much support from me at the price you get it. I know that what they're getting is absolutely amazing. Now, it doesn't mean what they're going to get in the future won't be, but it just might be a little bit different, and make that clear. The other thing that's really important with Evergreen offers is everything comes down to your onboarding process. If you don't have a way that people are very strategically coming into the community inside of my program, I have very specific steps and orders that people take, and it allows them to see results fast. It allows them to actually enjoy the experience and they feel welcomed and they're seeing results so quickly. Just like my client Jackie, within 3 weeks of the program, she said, I cannot believe how many clients, calls, and also how much her impressions went up on LinkedIn just within 3 weeks of the program. Now, that all came down to our onboarding process, and there's a very specific way of how you onboard people into a program to see results. So now we're going to move over to the actual Evergreen process. So the Evergreen process basically is that people can come in at the timing that you want, again, at the beginning of the month or any time. Now, the process in which you bring them in is you still sell it that it is a fixated amount program. So again, we're not selling it. You can join whenever you want. You sell them in it that they are joining now, that the program is happening now, as if it's the cohort start day is today. That is how you sell the program. Because if someone always feels like it's always available to them, they will never see a reason to join now. And we really want to have a strong incentive for people to be joining now in the program. And that's really important when you're selling it. The other aspect when it comes to Evergreen is that you absolutely can launch, right? There's so many things that we do to boost enrollment in an Evergreen offer. So if you want to do a launch event, if you want to do a freebie funnel, if you want to do a low ticket into the offer, you can, but you don't have to. And that's really where I love to live and love to guide my clients into, is that I will help them through all those steps, but we want to make sure that they feel like they don't have to. And this is really where, at the end of the day, retention is what actually makes your Evergreen so good. As I emphasized before, that community, that culture element, it makes the onboarding process, it makes when clients come in, it makes everything seamless. And this is really a unique leadership skill of how you design programs, not just Evergreen. Anybody can do Evergreen, but can you do Evergreen where clients stay at a 99%? Can you do Evergreen where people feel like they're getting the best program for them right here, right now? Can you do Evergreen in a way that it's not weird when people are ending or leaving? It's not sticky in the community. Evergreen isn't just selling people into the program. It's the whole arc of the experience. It's how you embed people in, how people leave, how people engage. All of that is part of the Evergreen. And then in terms of the sales process, there's many ways, again, that we can boost for sales to come in. You can still do launches. You can still do what you want, but it's not ever a need. It's a nice to do when you want to, when you have the energy to. And if you never want to do it again, you absolutely don't have to. In the last year and a half, I have chosen not to do any proper launches like I normally do. I did one live event, and I will tell you honestly, I did it so that my clients could see how a live event is run, and actually so I could show it in my curriculum inside of Wealthy Woman so they can see this is how a high conversion live event actually works. And I wanted updated materials for my program. So again, it's all choices. And I think that that's the biggest thing when it really comes to the launch business model. It's really just having a business of choices and being able to generate income when you want, being able to actually enjoy the process of your business, not to feel heaviness or pressure in any aspect of your business. And when you build your business truly sustainable and scalable, this is what happens. This is what we do in Wealthy Woman, is that you are fully at choice in your business. You're fully in total freedom of what you want to do, when you want to generate, how much, when, all of it. That is truly the businesses that light us up, that give us joy, that give us purpose, because they're built this way. And if this resonates with you at all, you can totally book a call with me. And I would love to absolutely hear about your business, what you're doing, how we can start shifting your business into this model if it's what you want. Or I can teach you the launch model, sustainable launch model to those 100K launches. But at the end of the day, I want you to know it's about building something that lasts, that works for you, that works for your life. That is what matters. That is what matters more than anything. And so take this in, implement this. This is only as valuable as you actually implement. And again, I'm happy to jump on a call with you.